MCC is a pretty well-known company that is officially licensed and makes Plants vs. Zombies plushes. And today we're going to be looking at a plush that's actually still in production that was made by them. So with that said, welcome to a look at the MCC Plants vs. Zombies Set 3 plush set. Now let's start off with the first plush in the set, which is the pea shooter. Now this is actually the third design of the pea shooter that MCC made, and in my opinion it's probably the worst. Well, there's a few reasons for that. First off, the leaf base is overall way too skinny. Like, for some reason the leaves are just not really that good looking, and well, they're just not really stuffed that much. I think they should have made the leaf base just a little bigger and a little more detailed, just like the other pea shooters that they made. But yeah, the stem on the pea shooter is pretty good and is really nicely stuffed, so it can't really get bent and damaged. The head shape of the pea shooter is basically the exact same as the other pea shooters they made. The main problem with the face though is that the eyes are overall really weird. Because well, for some reason on this design, the pea shooter, MCC made it so the eyes are just really far apart. And well, they're also facing opposite directions, so yeah, it overall just looks really strange, and the eyes on this plush kind of ruined it in my opinion. The rest of the head of the pea shooter overall looks pretty good. It has a leaf on the back of it, and it has a pea and a mouth that could come out, except the string attached to the pea could get damaged. But yeah, the main problems with this plush is that the eyes are really strange and the leaf base just looks really weird. So yeah, overall, out of the three designs of the pea shooter MCC made, this one's by far the most common, but it's also the weirdest looking. And well, if you want it, you can find it on most websites like AliExpress and eBay. And now let's move on to the next plush of the set, which is the sunflower pillow. Now this head of the sunflower is the exact same design as the normal sunflower plush from the last set that they made. And well, it's around the same size as the World Max sunflower pillow, so yeah, it's around the same size as that, and it also looks a lot different than any other sunflower pillow. As well, since they used the MCC design, it actually looks a lot more unique, and in my opinion, it makes the plush a lot better, because well, basically every other officially licensed sunflower pillow basically looks the same. But yeah, the embroidery on the eyes and the mouth overall look really good, and well, they're really nicely detailed, and they did a good job with it. The petals on the sunflower are made of normal plush material, so they can't really get damaged over the years, but one of the strangest things about this plush is that on the back of it, it has a zipper, which doesn't really make a lot of sense because, well, I don't know why there'd be a zipper on the back of this pillow, especially because you could barely put anything in it. So yeah, that was a pretty strange decision from MCC to make, but besides that, the rest of the plush overall looks really good. And well, just like the pea shooter, if you want this plush, you could look on AliExpress or eBay, as it's pretty common to find. And now let's move on to the next plush of the set, which is the cherry bomb. Now one thing that you'll notice about this cherry bomb plush is that it uses a very similar design to the Jazzwares cherry bomb. And well, I honestly think that this plush was probably based off of it because well, the designs are just so similar. So it's either that MCC based their cherry bomb plush off of Jazzwares, or PopCap gave them basically the exact same design art to base their plush off of. But yeah, in my opinion, this one's actually just a little more higher quality than the original Jazzwares one, and that's because, well, there's a lot more embroidery and stitching on it. Because as you'll notice by the faces, there's a lot of extra details on them and a lot of really small ones, and obviously just by the looks of it, it took a lot of time to make it look that accurate. The stem overall looks pretty good, except for some reason the entire stem is green for some reason, even though it's supposed to be brown, but besides that, the rest of the plush overall looks really accurate. But I actually really like this cherry bomb design. It's probably not the best cherry bomb design, but it still has a lot of details on it. And well, just like the other plushes that you can find it on eBay or AliExpress as well, but it's very common. And now let's move on to the next plush of the set, which is the snow pea. Now this plush uses basically the exact same design as the pea shooter, so it has basically the exact same problems. As well, it uses a very skinny looking leaf base, and it doesn't really look that accurate. It uses the exact same stem as the pea shooter, so that's one good thing about it. And well, I actually do like the head on the snow pea a little better as well, but just slightly more accurate because well, all the ice spikes on the back of it overall look really good. And well, honestly, this probably has the most detailed ice spikes on the back of the head of every snow pea plush. But once again, the thing that really ruins this plush is that the eyes are just looking the opposite direction, and they're also really far apart. So it ends up making the snow pea look really weird and strange looking. It has a snow pea in the mouth, which is once again attached by the string, except the string could get damaged. And when you're looking for this plush, you might actually find this bootleg of it. And this bootleg is overall just really bad. As well, the leaf base is nowhere near accurate to how the snow pea is actually supposed to look, and the stem is just completely wrong as well. For some reason, the ring isn't even at the top of the stem. And well, the head on the Snoopy overall looks really inaccurate as it's a very dark blue color compared to the light blue color that MCC Snoopy is actually supposed to be. And well, the head shape is overall just really squished down, and the P is a complete wrong shape as well, but it's not really that much of a circle shape. And well, the eyes on this plush overall just look really inaccurate, especially because for some reason they have a little blue shine in it when it's obviously not supposed to be like that. And well, the leaf on the back of the head is also upside down for some reason, and is also the wrong color. And it's even weirder because Snoopy isn't even supposed to have a leaf on the back of the head, so yeah, it's overall just a really inaccurate plush. But yeah, if you want the official version of this plush, you could look on eBay or AliExpress, but make sure not to buy from any stock images as well, you'll probably get the bootleg. And now let's move on to the next plush set, which is the Sun Shroom. Now the Sun Shroom is basically the exact same as the last Sun Shroom design made by MCC, except that the eyes are just a little weirder looking. And well, the head's also just slightly wider, so yeah, besides that, it's basically the exact same design. In my opinion, this design's actually a downgrade to the last one. As well, in my opinion, the last design of the MCC Sun Shroom was just a lot more detailed and looked a lot more accurate. So yeah, in my opinion, the Sun Shroom plush is just a very bad version of the last one, and what was basically just, once again, an exact copy of the World Max one. So yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend getting this plush as well. The World Max version is just a lot better detailed and well, just looks a lot better in my opinion. But yeah, if you still want this plush, you can look on eBay or AliExpress. And now let's move on to the next plush in the set, which is the Fume Shroom. Now this one's actually extremely detailed and it uses a unique design compared to the last Fume Shroom that MCC made, which is basically an exact copy of the World Max one. As though this one actually uses a complete unique face and it actually looks a lot more accurate than the last design of the Fume Shroom that they made. And the cap on the Fume Shroom overall looks really good and it has a bunch of nice light purple spots which are overall very accurate to how it looks in the game. And the face on this plush overall looks a lot more accurate to the Plants vs Zombies 2 design than the original, as well there's a lot more detail on it and it's just embroidered really nicely. And in my opinion, this is probably the most accurate Fume Shroom plush to ever be made. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting this Fume Shroom plush, and if you want it, you could look on eBay or AliExpress. And now let's move on to the next plush in the set, which is the Squash. And this probably has to be one of the weirdest squash plushes that I've ever seen, as well for some reason the details on the face overall look really weird. And the main reason for that is that for some reason the eyes are looking to the right instead of just looking straight like basically every other squash plush. And I honestly don't know why they made the eyes like that as well, but it doesn't really look that good in my opinion. And for the rest of the squash plush, in my opinion, the squash shape, it just isn't as good as the last design of it. As well, I feel like there's not a lot of definition and detail on it with like all the stitching and stuff, so yeah, in my opinion, it just doesn't really look that good. The stem on the top of it is overall pretty accurate, but it has a bunch of lumps on it, which basically looks the exact same as the last one. But yeah, the main reason why this plush just doesn't really look that good is that probably the face is just really weird. But yeah, if you want this plush, you can look on eBay or AliExpress, and it's very common. And let's move on to the next plush set, which is the Plant Food Pea Shooter. And this probably has to be the laziest plush in the whole set as well, but it's by far the easiest to make. As well, all they did is take a pea shooter plush and embroider some lines under the eyes and give it a hat. As well, every single detail on this plush is the exact same as the pea shooter, and if you took the hat off and the lines, it would look exactly the same as well, but they used the exact same pattern as the normal pea shooter. But yeah, for the extra details that they added, the lines under the eyes overall look really weird because once again, they're just really far apart because the eyes are. And the army hat on this plush overall looks really good, and it is basically the exact same army hat as the last Plant Food Pea Shooter MCC made. And the army hat's pretty nicely embroidered on, so unless if you kind of rip it off purposely, it can't really fall off. But yeah, overall this plush is pretty good, except the only really bad things about it is the exact same thing as the normal pea shooter, being the eyes and the leaf base. And there's also a bootleg of this plush which is overall really low quality and basically falls apart instantly. And the head shape's all wrong, and for some reason the eyes on this one somehow look worse, and basically every single detail's low quality about it. And I'm pretty sure the same company that made the Snoopy bootleg made this bootleg, because they overall look very similar and have very low quality designs. But yeah, if you want the official version of this plush, look on eBay or AliExpress, but don't buy any stock images as well, it'll most likely be a bootleg. But yeah, which plush is your favorite? Comment that down below, and yeah, have a great day.